Hey, don't get too close. The chair project is coming along really well. A lot of you asked me questions in the comments of the previous video, so let's get started answering them. I was really looking forward to this video. It's true that it's been a long time since we made a video about the chair, right? Let me remind you of the concept. 2 months ago, I challenged myself to fill this chair with pins by adding a pin for every 100 subscribers to the channel, and we've passed 10,000. I printed all your questions here. And yeah, there's still more to invest. It's incredible, amazing. If I don't answer your question by the end of this video, ask again in the comments. We might do another episode. Can you make a flower? Well, yes, I can make a flower. And what I'm even suggesting is to put 1 pin per question. And we'll see at the end of the video if we manage to make the flower, your first pin, right here between France and Algeria. I can't wait to see how it turns out at the end. Yes, me too. Do you like this project? I like this project as much as it annoys me. I really want to see the chair filled because that's actually why I started. But I assure you, it's a pain to put pins in for hours, especially since my finger really hurts. In the end, when you want to finish... So, depending on how you ask your question, I want to finish now since I'm putting a pin on the chair. Every 100 subscribers to the channel, the project could end in 2 weeks or in 6 years. So if you want to see the project finished, subscribe, or if you're already subscribed, share it. Is the chair yellow? We're going to take a yellow pin. That way we can compare if the chair is yellow. Look, I'm putting a pin right next to it in yellow. There, well, it's not exactly the same color as the chair, actually. That's actually partly why I started this project on this chair. It's because it's a kind of disgusting yellow color that I really don't like at all. It wasn't the color I wanted for this chair, but I kept it to avoid throwing it out. I figured I'd eventually think of a project for it where I bought it. Wait, I need to pin the question. There we go. This chair comes from a previous collaboration I did when I moved into my last studio in 2021. Well, I don't remember anymore, but anyway, it was a long time ago. So, is it possible to buy the same model if you're talking about the chair with the pins? No, that's mine. That's my chair. It's mine. However, if you're talking about this model of chair, unfortunately, the brand I collaborated with was made. And it closed down. Wait, that's not right because there's a question on the floor. We're going to pin it up like this, even if it's all messed up. And I only put 2 pins for the flower at the beginning, while here there are a lot of questions. So I forgot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. I'm going to put 7 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Next question. I'm Algerian, born in Algeria. Can I be in your video? Well, yes, of course, no problem. Look, I made the shape of Algeria here. Let me know if you recognize your country's shape. I create any shape you want, just tell me in the comments. So, we've already made the shape of Corsica, the shape of France, and the shape of Algeria, but don't limit yourself to the shapes of countries and regions. We can make the shape of other things, objects, triangles, squares, circles, flowers. Just like the little flower I'm making here, so there you go. We're just going to add a pin for the question right here. 2 billiards of pins! I kind of regret this plan because now I'm going to have to put away all the pins. But anyway, in a previous video, I asked you to try to guess how many pins it would take to cover the whole chair. Gna, pf, chweep. But here, I think you're exaggerating a little, considering that all of this represents 10,800 pins. Do you really think we're going to need several million and, as you said, billions of pins to cover the whole chair? Listen, let me give you a spoiler. No. Even if we have fun filling the back as well, I don't think we'd even reach 300,000 pins. 300,000, I think. 340,000, 340. Hey, maybe you're the closest. Is it going to take you more than a year? I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea how long it's going to take me. It really just depends on you. If a lot of people discover the channel and subscribe. Why so colorful? That's true. Why did I choose so many colors? To answer your question, I'll give you a little hint. I don't know if you've noticed, but I really like color in my work. Actually, wow. I stepped on pins. There are really pins all over the floor. It's horrible. Okay, now this is the moment when the little flower, well, it's supposed to be the little flower, but it doesn't look like anything. I'm really going to have to focus to make a little flower. Now, that's a bit gay, Alpha, the nail polish, huh? What, does this look gay to you? So, yes, that's a question. It's true that it's a question that had nothing to do with the chair, but I wanted to spend a little time on it. Since when is nail polish reserved for women? Since when does wearing nail polish as a man make you homosexual? Since when, as a heterosexual man, are you not allowed to wear nail polish? Metal musicians, football players, nobles, and even some YouTubers like Squeezy have worn nail polish since royalty days, yet it never bothers you. It's actually today's consumer society with advertisements that makes you think that nail polish, lipstick, and makeup are for women. When you want to look beautiful, well-groomed, and caring. But if you go back a little in history, as I just said, nobles and kings used to wear nail polish because originally it wasn't invented for women. They wore makeup, nail polish, lipstick, and wigs. Because actually it was something quite expensive and therefore hard to get. So for them, it was a way to stand out and show off their wealth. It's narrow-minded to say a woman can't be a boss, soldier, or firefighter. So why can't a man wear nail polish? I'll let you think and try another argument. Are you really going to say it looks homosexual? Come on, guys, seriously? So yes, I'm a cisgender straight man and I wear nail polish, and so what? I like it, that's all. Especially since, as I showed you with the studio, there are colors everywhere. Why shouldn't there be a day when I have some color on me? Actually, I lost the question. Come back here, question. It's a question that's flying away. How many pins are there of each color? Well, I have no idea. It's already annoying enough to have to count them all. So if I also had to count each different color, knowing that there are quite a lot of different colors, go ahead, laziness. Are you planning to fill it up completely? Yes, even if it takes years. How many days have you been working on it? If you scroll for a little while on TikTok, you'll come across the first video, which is this one posted on June 7th, 6th, June 6th, or July 7th. And if you don't want to miss a single video, I made a playlist on TikTok right here with all the videos. And if you don't have enough followers to fill the chair, how do you do that? It's true that it's a possibility. If, even after years, we don't get enough followers to actually put a pin for every 100 followers and fill this chair, what are we going to do then? For now, I haven't set myself a deadline, but we'll see at the beginning of 2026, which is almost in 6 months. Where will we be then? But first, you should know that the 10,800 pins here don't all correspond to subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. Because with 10,800 pins added times 100, that would mean there would have to be 1,080,000 people who subscribed. But it's actually much less than that because there are a lot of pins that I gave as bonuses, and that happens during the live streams. On Twitch, I do about 1 Twitch live per week, either Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday evening to add pins with you live. But I don't have Twitch, so I can't watch. Well, actually you can, because I created a secondary YouTube channel called Bruno Graffier Live, but not live, where I post all the replay videos. It's less interactive without chat, but you can still watch live stream replays. I'll add the channel link in this video's description. And now we're going to add some little pins to complete our flower with the questions that were just asked. Buying all those pins won't make you go broke, will it? For now, I've put 10,000 pins here, plus all the ones I still have in stock. That cost me about 180 euros. I still have a few left to keep working on the chair, but of course, I'll have to buy more. But there's something cool. This box here. It's a stock of pins that was sent to me by the brand BO1. They saw one of my videos and wanted to help by sending me about 5,000 or 10,000 pins. Even though many are green, I have to remove them so I don't put them on the chair. I'll explain why in a moment. I'll tell you why. Why do I say we? I'm all alone in my head. No. Although this project currently has no sponsors, as shown in the videos, there are no partnerships or product placements. Orbi, the brand that sent me a bunch of pins as a gift, I wasn't paid for it. Thanks to you, our content has gotten millions of views on social networks. I'm glad to see that you like this pin share project so much. It's a project that turned out to be profitable and even brought in money for the channel, which will help fund much more expensive projects. I'm comfortable discussing money on social media. You can watch one of my recent videos where I openly shared my income. If you're interested, we could make a video where I explain everything this has earned the channel in terms of money. And what I spent it on, because yes, actually a new project is coming soon, but we'll talk about that a bit later in the video. Just a word on why and why not. Are you going to hold a big contest to give away the chair? No, but you're going to display it. Yes, the idea would be to display this chair and make it accessible for you to see and even, why not, sit on it. So right now I'm sending a little message to all of France. If you know of an exhibition space or if you have one yourself, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm putting an email in the info bar in the video description. I already have a few contacts to display it, for example in Strasbourg, because yes guys, I live in Strasbourg. There are still plenty of people who think I live in Paris, but no, I'm in Strasbourg. In fact, I exhibit in a gallery in Strasbourg. I'm adding the gallery info to the video description and want to take it on tour across France, Switzerland, Belgium, and beyond. The armchair, are you going to keep it or sell it? So how much are you going to sell it for? The armchair, yes. Wait, if you sell it, what will the price be? No, but are you going to let me answer you now, this Bada? First of all, I told you about exhibiting it, but after exhibiting it and maybe taking it on a tour all over France, the idea would be to sell it at auction and donate the proceeds to a charity. So the sale price, well, I don't know. Usually it starts at €1. And maybe there will be someone who could get it for 50, 250 euro, 1,000, 10,000, or even €1,000,000, and all of that will be collected for the benefit of the charity that will be chosen. My neighbor might be watching me now, and I don't know if she can see through the window. I was yelling in front of my camera, which is a bit embarrassing. I hope she can't see me. How do you plan to eat the armchair? Oh, no, it's not me. I have an alibi. I was at the movies at some point. It's a lot to ask that many questions. Actually, for those who have watched some of my streams on Twitch, I put in about 700 pins in the span of 2 hours, and yes, after a while, it does start to hurt your fingers a little bit. So actually, on that topic, some people have told me, yeah, but couldn't you just use a thimble? I don't have a thimble, so what I did was I made myself a homemade thimble with a piece of tape, just like that, boom. When I wrapped it around my finger, it looked like a big bandage, as if I'd badly hurt myself, but it was just for protection. Holding the pins that way isn't practical since having tape on your fingertip feels unusual, but it did let me insert pins longer without hurting my fingers as much. And the problem was also this big box. And actually, when I put my hands inside, I often tend to prick myself. Which goes along with Zelda's question, who was asking me about the big one? Docs, you should use tweezers, you'd prick your fingers less. Well, unfortunately, the thing is, with tweezers, I just pricked myself again. The problem with tweezers is that it would be complicated to grab them, and above all, I would only be able to pick them up one by one, so I'm not sure it would go very, very fast. So there you go, thank you Zelda for your idea. But unfortunately, it's not going to be very practical for fishing out questions. It's comfortable, yeah, honestly guys. I think for now, it's mainly that there aren't enough pins to say whether it's comfortable or not. But just look. Actually, it's mainly that you put the pins in such a way that it always makes a layer that's still pretty soft. You see, when you sit on it, there aren't any pins that poke too much into your butt and it's just enough. See, I can sit on it, there's no problem, no risk of pricking my butt. It won't be as comfortable as the original armchair, but I think it'll be about as comfortable as a wicker chair. So you want more pink pins? Well, you really like pink, don't you? Alright, go ahead, take a little pink pin and I'll put it here for you, on the little flower we're building. What does he eat exactly? Mine loves streetlights. I didn't know you had a chair with pins too. We tried giving him a banana, thinking he'd like it since it's his color. Yeah, well, he doesn't seem interested, does he? What do you think he eats? Maybe he actually eats orange pins, please. Alright, and here is your orange pin. But green, no, I won't put any green, and I won't put green on this chair. If you want to know why I don't use green. As I mentioned in the first video about this chair, you can watch it for details. But mainly because green is ugly, and if you're still watching the video, you can even leave a comment saying green is ugly. But where do you put the green pins? Actually, they're not push pins. Guys, where are they? Wait, I'm lost. Oh no, where did I put my green pins? All the green pins are in a little box set aside. They're being punished. You don't like green, but you have those piercing eyes, right? Not green? Oh yeah, wait, I don't have green eyes. Hold on, let me zoom in for you. Go ahead, take a look. Tell me, do I really have green eyes? I don't think I have green eyes. What about the editor? Can you make my eyes really blue, super blue in editing? No, look, I don't have green eyes. No. But honestly, even if I had green eyes, I wouldn't put green on this chair or in paint because it's not nice. Here, there's an interesting idea that was suggested to me by Annan. I know this is a question that's going to take you a lot of time, but why do you repaint the green pins, or should I repaint them? Yes, when you run out of pins, it will save you from using more pins yourself. You've spent a lot. Well, aside from the fact that French grammar died with this comment. But anyway, yes, it could be an idea to repaint those green pins so that, well, they're another color and I can use them, except it's not possible or not practical for two reasons. The first is that it will take more time. You'll already need to pin them onto a surface so you can spray them. Anyway, to paint them with spray paint so that only the head gets painted and not the stem. The stem shouldn't be painted because it still needs to fit into the chair. Painting the green pins would take me 2 to 3 times longer, so it's impractical. And the second reason is that the pins need to be sturdy, so you should be able to sit on them. Even if they bump into each other a bit, they tease each other like that. The pins, you know, if the paint chips off or rubs off on, say, your pants when you try to sit on the chair, that wouldn't be practical, so no, we won't paint the green pins. However, if you have other ideas about what we could do with these pins, like making a pillow, yes, that could actually be an interesting idea. Once we've filled the chair with the pins, we could make an extra item. Why not a pillow or a stuffed toy, anything on which we would only put the green pins? Or I have another solution to suggest. We could find a content creator who does sewing and needs pins, so I would send them a bunch of green pins. If you have any ideas for content creators who might be interested, feel free to mention them in the comments of the video or contact them directly. That's it, they just need to reach out to me. Quick question then, can you make a cassoulet with it, huh? Please? Let's see how it actually turns out, huh? Man, sometimes you guys ask questions I just don't get. Add some white, please. Oh, since you asked so nicely, look, I'll even add a big white pin. Here comes Big Bertha. Pin added. There's also a little problem with these buttons. I don't really know what to do with them. I suggested several solutions in previous videos. Because you see, there are really a lot of buttons on the chair since it's tufted. There are also a lot on the backrest and they're hard buttons that I can't put a pin on. On this topic, I got two suggestions. The first one from Kadi. You can take a small brush and make dots in lots of colors. Actually, at one point, I shared a solution with you which was to dye them different colors. You told me to put little dots to make, I think, a pattern like on all the pins on the chair. It's not a bad idea. And then another suggestion was that you could put gold leaf on the buttons of the chair. I think unfortunately that won't be possible because as you can see on the buttons there's a little covering, a bit of fabric. I don't think the gold leaf will stick. It'll flake off over time, so it's not practical. Thanks again for your suggestion. If the chair could talk, what do you think it would say? You fascinate me with all your questions every time. It's great. Ouch, yes, ouch, ouch, but you're hurting me for God's sake. Or maybe another idea. Wow, this acupuncture session, but how good does it feel? And you, what do you think he'd say, the armchair? When you started your YouTube channel, was it art or did you have other goals? Thank you very much for your question, even if it's not related to the armchair. Why not actually answer other questions like this in these videos or even make a dedicated frequently asked questions video? Let me know in the comments if you're interested and ask any questions. I started this YouTube channel, Brunographer, in June 2016. And yes, at first it was just to share artistic videos about painting and drawing, but I've actually been making videos on social media with other YouTube channels for much longer. It started with little sketches when I was at my parents' place with some friends. You'll never see those, and later on, a small gaming channel. In middle and high school, I didn't have a console or computer, so I only played smartphone games like Fallout Shelter or a snowboarding game. I don't even remember the name anymore, and you won't see those either, even though they're still online somewhere. So no, I won't tell you today. All those channels are forgotten. My main channel is this one. There are additional channels for behind-the-scenes content or live stream replays. I'll include their links in this video's description. If you'd like to see something besides painting, drawing, or art projects, such as facecam videos or anecdotes, let me know in the video comments which topics interest you. But green pins under the chair, well, that's not a bad idea because I don't want to put them on the chair, so why not put them under the chair? Except, well, unfortunately, I can't. So maybe put some on the edges here and a little underneath there. You see, there's the foam here. Well, there's some foam, but you can feel the wood right away. There's not much foam. But I couldn't put any underneath because that's where the chair's wooden structure is. You should make a notebook like Petit Ciseaux. That would be nice. But first, let's discuss how you spelled Petit Ciseaux. He really got it bad, unless it was the spell checker. Still, remember to proofread. Oh, poor question. I think you're referring to this little mess. The little mess that Petit Ciseaux created, a notebook to unleash your creativity and have fun. Nya, nya, blah, 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 data, blah, 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 handmade or evolution. Am I going to make one? Me too? No, because I released a coloring book and it took me 6 months of work. For all the drawings in which you have 77 pages to color and little inspirations with my colors. I'm mentioning this because some pages have small requirements, like needing to go to a park for this one. Let your imagination run wild on abstract pages. Use only complementary colors for this coloring. Color this drawing with hatching. Color this drawing in only 15 minutes. And add a little pin to try to finish this flower. What's its name, or what name would you give to your armchair? A purely essential question. But yes, of course, the question is absolutely essential, so I haven't thought at all about a name for this armchair. I'll let you suggest in the comments of this video what we could call it, okay? What's your little name, huh? Tell me. Have you ever collaborated with other artists? Of course, I've already done plenty of collaborations with lots of different artists, whether they're content creators or illustrators. For example, with Vex, Artwheel, Jolittle in Paris, Thibaut in Shape, Juju Fitcat, Rayton, Jojol in 3D Sora, Ipense, Picanoa, Andrea Tisizo, Tutodraw, Baggy Dessine, and many more. Many others have made a video with Rayton, so as I just told you, I've already done collaborations with Rayton. But I chose to respond to this comment because there's a new collaboration with Rayton that's going to be released soon on the channel. By the way, that's what I wanted to talk to you about a little later in the video. What all these videos about the pin chair are going to be used for. I'm going to launch a podcast project on the channel, a studio, a guest, a set, 1 hour, 2 microphones. We're going to talk about several topics related to content creation, inspiration, imagination, how they come up with their ideas and create content. And as you understood, one of the guests on this podcast will be Rayton, but I hope to do several episodes with lots of different guests. By the way, if you have any ideas for content creators you'd like me to invite to talk on the channel so we can learn more about them or how they create their content, feel free to tag them in the comments. Thank you to everyone who watched this video until the end. Wow, 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 wow. If that's the case, and if you're still here watching, you're Team 10, thank you very much. You can comment "Not Very Fresh Fish" in the comments, and there you go. You'll be part of the Not Very Fresh Fish team. Remember to like and share. Goal, 2,000 likes on this video, and we'll make episode 4 to answer your questions again. Bye, kisses, peace. Oh, shoot. I almost forgot the last 4 pins of the little flower. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, it's a 4-petal flower. But here's what I was able to do with all of today's questions.